person to talk about time management. But there is a small story behind this. So, talking about the story behind why I want to talk about time management is because I have been through this problem of time management, and even some of my close friends told me several times that I do lots of procrastinations, which means like action of delaying or postponing something. So that's why I thought like it's good to talk about this time management. So that if some of you have that kind of problems, maybe you get some ideas from this slide and can implement those suggestions or the things that you can overcome. So I will start my slide. So there are certain myths about the time management. First one is time management is nothing but a common sense. And I do well in school, so I must be managing my time effectively. And most of we kind of like take everything in terms of fun out of life. So that's also kind of like problem. And second is time management. I work better under pressure. Like it depends on person to person. Like some of people love to work under pressures, but it is kind of like says that if you are working under pressures, there is more chances of having work going into wrong way or mismanaged. And the fourth one is no matter what, I won't have enough time. So when we talk about time management, we say I have so many work, I can't really manage those things. To have this, so to be honest, that is a problem. We are not able to manage the time. So the truth about time management. If one is able to manage time, then what he or she could benefit from that time management is like increased productivity, reduce stress, improve self-esteem, helps to achieve balance in life, increase the confidence, self-confidence, and help you to reach your goals. So here is kind of like chart, like how we could work on our work according to the importance. So there is like on the other side we have important and not important, and then urgent and not urgent. So if it's important and urgent, then you should do it now. You shouldn't be waiting for tomorrow or in afternoon or after 1 hour or something like that. So if it's not important but not that much urgent, then you can just plan about it. Let's say I will do this after an hour or maybe tomorrow, so something like that. So if we come to the not important and urgent, then you can reject those things. Like if you are working, like if some friends just invite you for a casual talk or meet up, then you can just ignore it because that's not important. So like some of you do like traveling, interruptions and distraction things with like social groups or something like that. So those are not really important and also not urgent. So we can kind of like ignore those things. And if it's not important and not urgent, then you can just ignore all those like comfort activities, computer games, net surfing. These are not really important things. So you can just kind of like try to be far from those things. So there are certain steps to manage how one can manage time. First is to set goals. That's most important. Otherwise you will be distracted. You won't find your ways. So it's important that you set a target. If you want to shoot somewhere, you have to have the target. So that's why it's important to make or to have a target. And second is set a reasonable expectation, and remember that no one is perfect. So, if once we set the goal, you have to act upon that, or you have to take the actions to reach that goal or to achieve that goal. So for that you have to do certain steps, and while performing that you have certain expectations like I will get this or I will benefit this, but then you shouldn't be keeping so much like high expectations. Then there is a problem, like if you keep high expectation and if you didn't get it, then you will feel depressed or some kind of like not happy with what you are doing. So that might cause some problem or demotivations while doing work. So it's important that to keep reasonable expectations. And there is a saying like expectation is a source of unhappiness. So you if expect too much, and if you didn't get to fulfill those, then you will going through lots of problems. And it's important to make a schedule. Once you set goal and you have certain expectation, and if you didn't make a timetable or routine to get that set, you won't be getting that. Even you get it also, it won't be that much as you expect. So it's important that you have certain timetable or methods of doing those to take those actions. And the fourth one is revisit and revise your plan. So you have these three of points, and once you reach there, you can just go through and revise those things. Like I have set the goal. Now I am expecting these kind of things from my action, and then I have made this schedule. So are these good or not? Or are these according to my kind of like plan or not? So it's important that we revise in between also, because not at the end. Because sometimes if we kind of like able to recognize our some weakness or kind of like defects in these plans, we can just work on those before going to the next step. So it's important we revise those things also. So why it is important to like revisit and know your values? So knowing what is most important value to you gives a direction to life, to your life. And your energy should be oriented first towards things that reflect the values that are most important. Examine your values to help time management decisions. So where to start, set goal, and what is important. So this is target, or kind of like we can say the success which every one of us want to achieve in this life. So make your goal specific and concrete. Don't be vague. So it's important that we have a clear set of goals or objectives. Like for example, we are studying now BD Bachelor in Development Finance at National College. So it's important that why you are studying it and what you want to do once you finish at these 4 years of course. You want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to work in some financial institutions, or work in some remote place and do some kind of like social entrepreneurship things. So that's for me, I want to do something like social entrepreneurship, which is, that's why I choose this one. And being a guy from a very remote village, or one of the most remote villages in Nepal, I have something like that kind of goals. So it's important for you people also to have that. And set both long-term and short-term goals once you support them. So to achieve a long-term goals, it's important to have a short-term, because there is a saying also, by connecting each dot, we are going to get to the final. So it's important that we connect each of those short goals and then reach to the final or the long-term goals of our long-term goals here. And set a deadline for your goals, and it's very important. If we don't have the deadline, we say like I will do it tomorrow. I don't have deadline. It's happening with our presentation thing also. So that's why sir kind of did little strict in the last minutes. So all are coming on time now and try to finish those things. So it's important that to have a deadline also. Integrate your goals, schools, personal, and career. So it's important to integrate all your experience of schools, personal life, career, and also watching or like experiencing from some volunteer work or from your environment to work towards your achieving goals. And realize that goals change, but know which goals to stick. So yeah, to be honest, in my case, when I was studying +2, I wanted to be a chartered accountant, and I did that and studied for 2 years. And later on, I realized that that's not my field. So I shifted to BDFIN. That's why I lost like 3 years after +2. So yeah, the goals change with time, and it's important that you shouldn't be losing hope. Rather just work on, and there is no any kind of like specific time to study, or like there is no age bar to study anything. So it's important you have the goal and not to lose hope when whatever you are doing or going to set goals in your life. So from goals, set the priorities. What's important and what isn't. What order do things need to be done in? Once you know what your priorities are, you need to plan out schedule for semester, week, and a day. I hope we all are doing, because our exam is coming so near. So I guess we are like planning about how we are going to study for that. So it's acknowledge the realities of the college schedules. Planning may seem hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier and more natural it is. So it's obvious that even while we are doing the presentation, it was very hard. I remember the day when Nimesh kind of like gave us some assignment in the first semester in front of students. Everyone was like, I think I can't do it because I've never done those things. So, but if we see today, like most of them are doing very well. Like I don't want to name it, but then there were some people who are really scared. But today, he or she is doing so good. So those are the improvements, and we need to do it. So it's make schedules, like set up semester calendars. So let's say that we have now almost 2 weeks left for the examination. So it's important to book all those time set. Like I want to do this on this day, study this subject on that day. So it's important that we have those things also. Yeah, I won't be going all to details. So organizing your time, set a realistic goal. There are only 24 hours in a day. You will spare time to review. Study at a time each day, make it habit. Divide sleep time into manageable chunks. Leave extra time at the end. So these are like calendar. You can do the time management as per your comfortable or how you want it. Like we people have different prospects, and we feel comfortable in in various ways. So some people want to study early morning around 4, and some do it like in the evening. So you can schedule your time as per your preference. So yeah, once you have done those things and made schedules and all, it's important that you review it, as I told you before, like how you are actually going, using your time, which tasks you were able to do until now after achieving those goals, and what didn't you done. So you might have said that I want to do it, but then you maybe forgot in between to do those things, or you couldn't do it. So it's important that we review those things. And was your energy level appropriate? So we might have said like I want to study 5 hours a day, but are you able to do it in real or not? So it's important like to check those energy levels and all. So what change need to be made? Your weekly schedule. So the most important thing is it's like once reviewing those things, it's important like what are the things I need to check in those one week schedule. So as I told said this word of procrastination in the beginning, it means like ignoring the tasks and hoping it will go away, underestimating how long it will take, or overestimating your abilities and resources, telling yourself that poor performance is okay, insisting on perfection. Doing something else that isn't very important, believe that repeated minor delays won't hurt you. Talking about rather than doing it, and putting all your work on the one part of the task. Becoming paralyzed when having to make choice. So these are the how to overcome the procrastinations, which I'm trying to follow but not able to do all. So if you have some of you are going through the same problems, maybe it would be useful to you also. So win a mental battle by committing to being on time, which is really happening in Nepal, and we blame that it's our Nepali time. So it's important to have those things. And set and keep deadlines, organize, schedule and plan, divide a big job into smaller ones, find a way to make a game of your work or make it fun. And reward yourself when you are done. So this is very important to keep you motivated and to continue your your work or achieve goal. So tell your friends and roommates to remind you of the priorities and deadlines. It's important sometimes to ask your friends like what I'm lacking or what are my qualities. So it's good to discuss with friends and all. Learn to say no to the time wasters. So tackle time waster. How we can kind of avoid those people who are time wasters. Maybe you have some friends who are like that. So learn to recognize when you are wasting time. Decide what you need to do and can realistically do it. Learn how to say no when you don't have time. This is important because I have done this a lot when my friend asks to help them. Return calls at your convenience, and the phone is a major time killer. Learn to say, I can't talk right now, I will get back to you. And wasting time is often linked to a lack of self-discipline. I think it's very much true. And ask yourself, do I really need to do this or not? So yeah, how you can say no is like avoid the temptation to socialize when you have a scheduled work. If a friend asks you to join them last minute, decline outright. But ask if you could get together later in the week. Socializing is important when you don't have other things to worry about. Study somewhere you won't be tempted to chat, watch movies or YouTube, or use social utilities like Facebook. So texts are the major distraction, so try to reduce it.
2 minutes left.
Yep, so keep calm and get organized. And it's important, like, so talking about the review, like time and energy management can make you more productive and reduce your stress level. And the 3 step is set goal, make a schedule, revisit and review your plans. Be tough with your time. Actively avoid procrastination and time wasters. Learn to say no to the distractions. Employ a varieties of time management strategies to maximize your time. And relax and enjoy the extra time that you have discovered. Thank you. So if you have any questions,
Well. We have enjoyed Lhakpa's presentation, but my first question was, why did you choose the topic